Perfect.
Okay, cool. All right, the first one that we're going to be watching is the Vegas P1 to P2 at the end of this Embassy Hardpoint. Embassy is a map that OpTic's been struggling on. Break this down a little for me, Zen.
Yeah. What are we watching here?
P1 to P2, Zen.
Yeah, well, it's a lot easier for you to see, to be fair, and I'm sitting here.
Well, right here,
nonetheless,
obviously the rotation's coming in, end game, and we're watching the P2 rotation. Kyler's half wall. This is where Clay calls in that cruise missile.
Yeah. Yep.
And I just want to break down how this goes down, because right here, it looks like OpTic wins this rotation. There's 10 seconds left on P1. You have number 4 pushing over to Milk on the bottom side of the map, and you have number 2 pushing out the backside. So this is a perfect setup for OpTic here to close this game out.
Yeah, they create the line. Brandon pushes out here. He's trying to just make sure no one can pinch gas.
That's a huge kill from Donnie. And
Correct.
then obviously we have the cruise missile that rains down, and we don't see 2 pieces with it very often. You can kind of see it the last second. Kyler, I think it looks like he's throwing that trophy down, and it just doesn't pop in time. Vegas gets in.
Yeah, I mean, that 2-piece there opens up the map. OpTic all spawn out like P1, 10 aside of the map, and now they're trying to create a pinch, right? So they kill Donnie, they kill him gas, that's huge. Now they're going to try to break from front as well as side PD.
That's a huge 2-piece.
Standy finds a big 2, Donnie finds 1, and now OpTic are just
kind of a lineup scenario.
Forced to prey.
And then obviously they push out Milk as well. They have everything blocked. Now they're just funneling them through mid. And ultimately, it ends up losing OpTic the map in the end. So well played by Vegas. Again, you don't really see 2 pieces like that very much. We'll skip forward a little bit here. And they close it out on the P3 towards the end. But I just want to talk about a little P2.
The 2-piece streak's unlucky.
The 2-piece streak really is what sealed the deal.
Because I think they had a trophy there, if I'm not mistaken.
And you see Clayster, he's getting hype in the top left corner. He knows that he just had a huge play.
I mean, a map-winning play, honestly.
Yeah.
And especially to take map 1 against such a strong hardpoint team in OpTic, it's like you're going into search. Vegas is feeling on top of the world. Obviously, we know that ends. OpTic win that 1-6-5 last map in a insane fashion. And are we breaking that down too, or are we showing all the round 11s?
We do have all the round 11s. For some reason, my tabs all switch spots on me, so we're kind of a little bit out of order. So, but this one right here, we have Minnesota versus London. I was calling this out while we were watching it. Right here, London has an opportunity to get into P2. Sorry. London has an opportunity here to get into P2.
Is this when they're in quicksand?
This is when they're in fucking quicksand, and we were screaming the whole time, go! You guys have the timing. Go. They kill this guy in the back. 6 has P1 cut. It's literally a 3v1 on Hill right here.
Yeah.
Afro has his cross, but they team nade.
Yeah, Scraps team nades. They take forever. All they have is one guy front, and next thing you know, they just waste too much time. Rocker can get right back in the play.
Look at them. They can still get in here and challenge this guy in Hill, and they just don't go. And it ends up biting them in the ass. And this was really the key turning point in this map in series, honestly. London needs to come out here and win this first map, or else they're in a bad position already because they've been playing bad.
It's the bad news bears.
And that one just kind of, it stuck out to me. You know, they had an opportunity to get a break and get themselves a tie game, and they just don't go. So I thought that was a pretty interesting clip there.
Yeah.
Next up, sorry again.
Let's get moving next time, London. Sometimes you got to get on that horse.
Yeah, keep, just, what, you want it? Yeah, sorry, we're a little bit out of order, so I'm going to keep apologizing probably because that's just how I am. But next up, we've got the round 9. I just want to highlight Shotzi's play here because Shotzi makes an absolute god play. They get the A bomb down here, and they get blooded, so it's a 3v4 retake with 25 seconds. Look at Shotzi number 2 on your minimap.
Yeah, Ant pushes couches. He's going to hold all mid. Look at number 5. So Ant gets good time in there. He makes sure he plays aggressive because number 5 actually kind of read it, Clay, and he wraps the map to try to pick up mid.
Just too late.
Too late. I mean, Shotzi's just too quick. Next thing you know, Dan finds the last. And a 4v3 like that, some teams would kind of freeze up and just like wait for Vegas to come to them and just like pre-aim, and they got to hop the bomb.
Yep.
Ant does the opposite. He's like, you know what? I'm going to hit this gap, make a play, and he gets it done.
Yeah, we're going to fast forward just a little bit. We try to break down all the round 11s for you guys.
This is insane.
This round 11 was actually crazy because Vegas, or actually OpTic, sorry, the players said that they thought that they killed Bomb, and we'll show you where they thought they killed Bomb, and it ends up kind of helping them that there's a miscomm in the end. But right here, Vegas set up with a pretty standard default, taking Diner side away from him. Number 5, though, I wanted to point this out. Clayster gets pretty unlucky there. He had the read on Dan, and he just auto-mantles on that back block, and that's a huge blood from Dan. Blood in round 11 is huge.
Huge, correct. And, I mean, we know what ends up happening. It's going to come down to a 2v2 at some point, so now we're just waiting for it to become a 2v2.
Yeah, you want me to skip forward a little bit?
Yeah, skip forward a bit, and then obviously...
So right here, this was the kill.
Scenario.
So Standy gets one mid. This was the kill right here where they think Bomb is down. Kyler's going to kill Standy, double arches, right here. So right here, they're calling bomb down. They think they just killed bomb, and it makes Brandon kind of like freeze back kitchen. And it ends up helping them out in the end because fast forward a little bit, they try to grab the bomb, wrap it, and they had an A plant for free here.
Yeah,
but they don't realize that.
I mean, to be fair, at this point, you're flipping a coin. You have no information. You have to assume that OpTic's maybe going to fight A, or they're in bed somewhere. Like, you just have no information.
But OpTic thinks that they have bomb down double arches. They stay here back kitchen, which honestly they probably wouldn't have done if they didn't think they had bomb down.
I mean, if Vegas plants A there, I mean, it's just a 2v2. It's
2v2.
You don't know what's going to happen.
And A is a pretty easy one to hold in post plant, so maybe a little bit fortunate there with a miscomm for OpTic, but they end up getting it done in the round 11. Right here, let me check my notes really quick. We've got LAG versus FaZe, and it's a P3 here. So let's play the clip. I'm sure we'll fucking realize it whenever we start watching it. Oh, yeah, right here. We talk about it. We talk about how players die at the start of these P3s.
Yep, and then they spawn out, and the next thing you know, they get numbered.
So this is what we're talking about. Who dies right there? Number 2, Exceed. Dies in their art a little too early. FaZe, they block the P5 spawn, which forces them out back stone, which is where Exceed spawns. And now it's a foot race here. Now FaZe knows they have a 4v3. Obviously, number 7 stays in time, so it's a 3v3. But FaZe just bullies them out here. And this literally ends up being the dagger because this is LAG's opportunity back into this game.
And to be fair, 2 things need to happen. Sure, they kill Exceed and spawn him out. It's not the worst case scenario for LAG because if LAG just stalls FaZe for a little bit longer, Exceed's on a natural pinch. I mean, he's sprinting up, he's throwing tacks, he's behind them. The problem is Alec gets pieced without finding one.
Yeah.
So then now it's a 4v2. And
you're both spawning out.
LAG just finds 0 kills. So not only does Exceed fuck up and die a little too early,
and then they flip this.
They don't find any kills.
All this time that LAG is supposed to be getting from this P3, now FaZe is just soaking, and they're extending this lead. And from this point on, I don't think LAG gets more than like 30 points. Like
they just run away with it.
This was the turning point in the game, and we got to talk about it. Players dying on the P2 to P3, very bad, very bad. All right, next up. This was I think the weird spawn in the New York versus Vegas match. We talked about a weird spawn taking place from the P2 to P3. So right here, where do you think they should be spawning right here?
Well, I think look, pause right now. Number 1, that's a spot that's technically blocking all the back spawns. Like that should
be blocking, right?
That is a calculated spot where if you're in that back corner, you block the spawn.
Is 3 pushed? Does 3 block right here? Is that why they get that spawn? Is Caesar blocking?
Is it because the new hill's not popped yet?
It just popped. It literally just popped.
When he spawned? Are you sure?
I think
he spawned in at like 0, 0, 0.
Oh, he might have spawned actually while the old hill was up. Hold on. 2, 1, 0. I guess the new hill is white. Maybe that's what it is.
Dude, yes, because the new hill...
It's white. It's like if he's in it, he doesn't spawn there.
Dude, it's like the millisecond that the hill's white that he spawns.
Yeah.
That's insane time.
But if the hill pops right there and New York is registered in it, number 8 probably spawns out. Yeah. He probably spawns in the back, but that
seems a bit unlucky.
It's just a crazy spawn. It's one of those millisecond spawns that happen in Call of Duty, and right here, obviously, Tej gets a good timing on Kismet in the back, and now they have a natural pinch on the map, and I don't know if they even end up breaking it, but I just wanted to point it out.
That's unlucky.
Just a weird spawn. We always try to point out the weird spawns and give you guys some information on why they spawned out. I think that was because the hill was white, to be honest. Next up, we've got round
11.
Another round 11, Boston versus the Rocker. Huge match as well for the Rocker. I mean, this is map number 2, so it's not a game 5, but...
Well, huge match for Boston as well because Boston, I mean, them and Rocker are sort of neck and neck. Obviously, Vegas and Rocker are like the talk of the town. They're in that race to secure champs. Boston is only now 10 points ahead of Rocker. I believe if Rocker beat them, they were tied in points.
Correct.
So this was huge for Boston as well because you want to obviously extend that lead as much as possible and make sure nothing gets sketchy.
But right here, I just wanted to talk about this. Minnesota, they basically gamble right here that nobody's in B, and they just get a free B plant, and we've seen the 4v4 retake on B bomb.
Which is ballsy.
It's just, it's ballsy to go in there.
Because usually there's a sub on top of a fucking counter or in the closet corner or laying down behind a counter. Like, usually there's some type of presence at B.
He's either snaking, he's usually getting a freebie and sometimes 2, which can just straight up lose you around 11. Right here, I don't exactly remember what happens. I think Minnesota still ends up holding this. It's a 2v2 scenario. Yep, Cammy comes in, cleans up the round. Honestly, a gamble that pays off for Minnesota to just say, let's go B. Maybe they had the drop on Boston that they were giving up B bomb. I don't know exactly how that play call goes down, but they take B for free, and it ends up winning them around 11.
Correct.
Which was huge because they were about to go down 2-0 in that series.
Yeah, once again, just a big gamble. I mean, that is very rarely does a team like completely abandon B and not have any type of kitchen presence. So.
Yep, right here, weird. Boston Breach versus Minnesota again, same match. I just wanted to point out this masterclass by Boston and their offense. You see right here, the play's developing, no ticks on B right now, but this is one of the cleanest B takes you're ever going to see.
Watch Reese, number 4.
Kremp dies. They get 2 kills right here. Wake finds 1. But Wake finds 2. That's everything. Wake kills the guy on their side, and then Reese, I love this play so much. The pinch under AC, because usually their AR is top AC, back van, but he ends up getting 2, spawns him deep.
Rewind. That is like the most known gap on this map, is that tools to AC route, or like at least that portion of the map. You can't really have an angle on it. Like it only really works if you have full-on map control and someone's dedicated to that spot of the map. As soon as 2 people die, you can't really dedicate a resource to, like, the only thing that they could have done is someone hit, like, the far left.
A resource.
A resource.
Resource.
Correct. Reese Vivid. Vivid's name resource.
But I just wanted to point that out. That's about as picture perfect as you're going to see a team take B, especially on a silo. It's been a defensive-sided map, at least lately. And Boston comes out, they clutch up, they win that round. I just wanted to point out what a perfect take really looks like, because that was as good as it gets.
Yep.
All right, next
What else
up.
do you got for me, kid? What else you got in that locker?
Trust me, I still got some shit. How do you think I've been doing with the deep dive?
I'm loving it, man. Are you guys loving it? And let us know as well. I'm actually about to bring you guys up briefly. Do you guys like the deep dive longer? Do you like it shorter?
I think we
do you
keep it
like
kinda,
seeing all of these?
I think we keep it kind of short, honestly. I think this deep dive is a lot better than what
They're loving it. What's up? Yo, guys, how we feeling? They're loving it. We appreciate you guys tuning in live.
Fuck yeah, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. I mean, I just like to give some insight. Obviously, some people watch Call of Duty for the drama. Some people watch Call of Duty because they have a specific favorite player and they have a specific favorite team. But I like to try to spread knowledge as much as I can to obviously make you guys better players or just understand more of what you're watching, honestly. Yep. Right here, another P2 to P3. We obviously pointed this out a little bit later, but this one actually ends up losing Ultra the game. Obviously, Thieves come out on top in this map. And same situation, but Toronto actually plays this pretty well. They clear the guys their side. They're spawning them back stone.
I mean, this should be a Toronto map win right here.
Correct. But Sam LaRue has something to fucking say about that.
Yep.
Sam comes in like a wrecking ball. I'm not talking Miley. And comes in and basically breaks this shit wide open. Kenny with the blood, I can't even stress how big that kill is.
And
obviously,
he had a terrible map, but it doesn't matter because he makes a big kill there, but
Sam
it's all octane.
Sam obviously cleans him up. He ends up getting the 2-piece, the 3-piece. Now there's the last guy in Hill. They know they're spawning him out front. They only need 2 seconds. Sam goes big. Kenny opens it up.
Look at Kenny's face after that. He goes 18 and 42 for the map win.
But that was a big kill.
Fuck,
that was a huge kill to get
Correct.
that intro kill and stay alive and force their setup to shift. That's a big-time kill out of Kenny. Obviously had a rough map there, but they end up getting it done anyway, and shouts out to Kenny. Right here, I wanted to talk about the late pinch again. We saw Donnie do this. Now we're going to watch Assault do this on Hotel. You see LAG.
This is OP.
You see LAG getting B bomb control. So what are the players on Florida going to do? They're going to wrap through their side base, or they're going to go through mid, double arches, and try re-pinching. Assault knows that there's not going to be anybody on this side, goes around, gets a free 2-piece in the back. At this point, the round's over, weakens up Fellow. It's just picture-perfect search and destroy.
And it's just a consistent play because there's no real counter to it, because there's no way to actually read if someone's going to pinch plat. If the opponents are in B, you're assuming that bomb's going down. They're playing a tight setup. They're playing corners. Like, they're watching the doorways. So it's a free gap every time. So
I don't remember. Does this go to round 11, or does it end?
No, this is the fire
this is the fire extinguisher. I wanted to point this out because some people didn't really get what the joke was. So right here, Joe Deceives, obviously in a 1v3. His teammate drops. He comes through top bed. But look at the time on the clock. He's in a 1v3, technically more like a 1v2, with 30 seconds left, and he has to retake B. This is a very, very hard clutch unless Florida just hands
I thought it was impossible, and you're going to see what happens. A little bit unfortunate here for Florida. They actually end up taking the series, so
right here was the
no
meme.
harm done. But
throws a stun, gets him stunned, throws the nade, how you doing, hits him in the mouth. Boom, Fellow gets killed by.
Yeah.
So let's actually go back and let's .25 this because it's kind of insane. So .2.
I'm hitting.
Opens the door. Obviously, give it a second. Brack going to throw his stun.
He hit me with a stun.
I think it's funny, but look at the clock. 19 seconds left. This should be unclutchable.
And he gets stunned, so they know exactly where he is.
He gets stunned, 17 seconds left.
He's like a fucking rat in a hole. I mean, he's just crawling through looking for cheese.
Yeah. Brack hits him in the mouth with the nade here in a second, literally in the face. Boom.
They hit me with a
It blows up
grenade.
it does team damage to Fellow, and then the fire extinguisher blows him up. And then obviously
And then Brack just jumps for dear life.
back to one-time speed. Brack doesn't know what the fuck's going on at that point. His teammate just got blown up by a fire extinguisher. He just chows because he's probably like,
What's going on?
he probably had no idea what the hell was going on. So he just chows. Crazy play. We don't see that a lot. Honestly, that's just unfortunate on the side of Florida because they should have went to a round 11 there at the very least. Right here, we have another P3. I want to just highlight the play that Dan makes here. It's OpTic versus FaZe a little bit earlier. Dan gets through, just lays down, puts down his controller, and wins him this hill.
Yep.
Watch this. Boom. Kills are going down. P5. Where's 4 spawn? On Dan. 3's blocking P5. No other spawns are available. They're going to spawn bottom art or P2 right here. And it just allows OpTic to break. They're so good at this fucking map. And that's one of those plays where some players will try to overcompensate.
They get greedy.
Jump out and try to get a crazy 2-piece. Dan just puts his controller down and allows his teammates to spawn on him. And ends up working out. Breaks P3 for him. So shouts out Dan. Cerebral play. Not the flashiest, but a smart play right there out of him. I think we have one more clip or a couple more clips. I think we have the clutch with Brandon. And then I think we have one more after that.
Sure, we can break it down.
Did you want
I mean,
to
we're
say
going to see it later, but break it down.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to break it down because honestly, there was only one thing for it to happen here. Riley, switch on over. Yep. Okay, we're going to go back.
1v1.
So we're going to go back. Abeezy's in a 1v2 here. He has 13 seconds to plant the bomb. Dan dies here, and I clenched.
I mean, to be fair, with Brandon with the snipe here and Abeezy knows it, he's planting the bomb, he has close range, you can run kitchen, run top gas. I mean, he's in the better spot here than Brandon. And I said it on the watch party, Brandon has one shot because all Abeezy's playing for is information. He wants to know if he's on the bomb, he wants to know where he is. So Brandon has one attempt.
Yeah.
And he has no dead silence. So Abeezy's listening to him. Brandon makes the only play he can make. He sits in the bomb, makes no sound cues, and pre-aims, and you can call it luck, but I mean, there's very few places Abeezy's going to come from. It's either that doorway, back alley, or above him. It's not like he's going to wrap mid.
It's a 1 of 3 guess.
Yeah.
And he guesses right and hits the shot. It was a veteran play. Obviously, he doesn't have dead silence. He knows he really can't do shit. So he waits out that clock and he catches Abeezy. Abeezy, that's not a bad play out of Abe. Abe jumps across
There's
too.
nothing he can do.
He jumps across, like trying to get info on the bomb. He doesn't even like chow it. He just goes to check to see if he's even on it. Maybe a shoulder there would be different, but he also knows that he has a sniper. So he doesn't really want to shoulder that and risk dying. What did this end? Round 11, right?
Correct.
This goes round 11. We're going to watch
And this is an insane round 11.
Correct. So right here, round 11. I love this fucking play call, by the way. I don't know who calls it for the OpTic side, but they know Abeezy and Simp. They've been pushing P2 on their defenses pretty much every round. They've been trying to hit through. So what do? They just bang out of the bathroom doors.
Go.
And they
Kyler
catch him.
finds blood.
And they catch him. They catch Abeezy trying to do his route.
Here's where it gets
PD.
scary. Because right now, Kyler has bomb. And he loses a fight to Sin. I mean, he gets incinerated. He gets headshotted to bed. But looking at the map control now, FaZe are in pole position. I mean, they have bomb down. It's a 3v3. It's all close quarters. They have SMGs. Brandon has an AR. And Shotzzy. I mean, he's the hero of the round. Obviously, we know he gets a crazy wall bang. But right now, I think he starts shooting soon so they know he's top gas.
So he gets info on Cell. I think Cell also sees him with the shoulder. I actually don't know if Cell sees him right there.
We start shooting right here.
So, yeah, he's going to put some shots into Cell. He's going to jump down, and we're going to see a crazy wall bang. So Kyler was actually walking to the bathroom, and we were asking him if he saw his fucking triangle through the wall right here.
I mean, this looks insane.
This looks insane. They know that they're obviously guarding bomb in there. So this is kind of a corner that you would expect, but for him to have the game sense in a round 11 round to do this is...
And Simp can't believe it.
It's impressive. Simp just fucking loses his mind. He's like, what? Like
he just can't believe it.
He doesn't even know what to call out there because he doesn't have a damn red dot on his mini maps. He doesn't know where he gets shot from. And then moving forward, they get bombed down and Cell drops, Slasher in a 1v3, and nothing you can do there.
Yeah, great play from Ant.
Great play from Ant.
That's just a freak play. Like that, just like he starts wall banging a door. It happens that Simp's in that corner. Yeah. And they get the bomb down, 3v2 scenario, and FaZe is forced to retake. So some crazy plays, some insightful plays, a lot of misplays still at this point in the game by teams that just shouldn't be making these like day one mistakes, right? Like P3, like let's play our life.
Riley, don't show my screen
Let's
right
hold
now, by the
corners.
way.